There's a lot of bad things that can happen to your floor, and we're gonna test almost all of those things here today and figure out which is the most durable flooring that you can put into your home. Is everyone's favorite luxury vinyl plank still number one, or has the new generation of waterproof laminate caught and surpassed it? Or is the reality that engineered hardwood is just good enough for everyday abuse? And who doesn't love real wood? Now, the first test that we have is the knife drop. Let's start off with the vinyl plank. Into the engineered hardwood, it's stuck in the deepest, but it did leave a nice clean hole that probably could be repaired with some melted wax. Same thing could be said with the laminate. Now, the knife didn't really want to stick into the laminate. The holes are fairly clean, but you can see there is a little small chunk that did get chipped off. Again, you could probably fix those with hot wax. Now, on the vinyl plank, it did mushroom up a bit. But let me show you what happens when you push that down. We'll take a spoon and we'll just push in the edge of that cut. I have a feeling it will be able to kind of repair itself. Oh, yeah, you can see that. If you look at the difference between that one I pushed in and the puckered up one, you can't even notice that. Now for the knife drop test, in third place, because of the little chips, it's the laminate. In second place, with those nice clean gouges, the engineered hardwood. And in first place, with the self-repairing holes, vinyl plank. That was just the first of 6 brutal durability challenges. Coming up next is the pan drop. But first, the 3 floors that we're testing today are all from the Home Depot. We've got the engineered hardwood at $5.48 a square foot, the luxury vinyl plank at $3.28 a square foot, and the laminate, the cheapest, at $1.98. This is a 2.5 pound pan. Let's drop it onto each of the floors 3 times and see how big the dents are. That one hit me right in the ankle. Now, if we look at the damage, when the pan was landing down like this with the blunt spot, there's no damage on the laminate other than a couple of little smudges. Same with the vinyl plank. On the engineered hardwood, I can see one very small dent right here, but it did quite well. Now, when I drop the pan down like this with this sharp edge poking into the floor, all of the floors got pretty messed up. There's quite a big gouge in the engineered hardwood. The vinyl plank had a fairly big gouge as well. You can push it down with your thumb and it looks okay, although I don't know how well that's gonna stand up now with this kind of edge that might catch on things. The laminate pretty much fared the worst. The top of it just chipped right off, and now you can see the little bits, and you have this dark spot that just catches your eye. So the laminate was the worst of all 3 for the pan drop, and then I'm going to give it a tie to the engineered and the vinyl plank. Next up, we've got the pet test. We tried to get a bigger dog named Murph to do this, but he was mostly just interested in laying on the couch. So I brought in a couple of psychos. We got Willie and Nora. We're going to do 5 burnouts on each of the floors, and we're going to start off with the engineered hardwood. That was an interesting test, and it produced a clear loser, and it was the engineered hardwood. From standing distance, you can see some faint scratches, but as you get down closer, they start showing up all over the place. You get down on your knees and you can see all kinds of clusters all over the area where Willie was burning out. There's even some where you can get like a scratching sound with your nail, and you can see all kinds of gouges, and it did not stand up well whatsoever. But moving over to the laminate and the vinyl plank, these both did amazing. And from standing, kneeling, even from this position here, I'm not seeing any visible damage. But if you get right down, you can find the odd kind of scuff mark here or there. Like you can see a couple right here. And then on the vinyl plank, it's the same kind of thing. But what I find with these scuffs on both these floors is you can take your finger and you can actually just rub them right off, and then they're almost impossible to see. So The laminate and the vinyl plank are the clear winners here, and a distant third was the engineered hardwood. Now you could take an office chair and drive all over these floors and you're not gonna do any damage whatsoever. But what about a giant fridge? We're gonna start off with the vinyl plank. We're gonna pull the fridge out, twist it all around, and then drag it back and forth and see if we can do any damage. Okay, that is not looking great down there. We got all kinds of black marks. It doesn't look like it's really scratched or damaged. Let's try a little bit of this crud cutter and some paper towel. Let's spray that on there and see if it cleans off. Okay, yeah, so that just cleans right off, and there was no real damage from the fridge. That doesn't look great either. But let's just have a check and see if we can clean those black marks off again. Now those black marks cleaned right off, and I gotta say, they did clean off quite a bit easier than the vinyl plank. The vinyl plank has more ridges in it, and the black was kind of stuck in those ridges, and I really had to work it off. This cleaned up very nice and performed great on the fridge test. Now let's check out the engineered hardwood. I do not have high hopes for this. I think it's gonna get pretty messed up. Not as much black scuffs. That's interesting. I'm really seeing a lot of scratches. There's some black scuffs over here. Let's see if those wipe off. I gotta say that the engineered floor did a lot better than I expected. It's gonna be a three-way tie on this one. We're almost to the last test where the floors are gonna take on some serious water torture. But first, let's have a look at what is gonna cause the most damage on your flooring. And that's gonna be rocks stuck into the bottom of your shoe or a lady in high heels. Now that was an incredibly hard test. I have no idea how people actually wear these high heels. To be clear here, the rubber bit on this heel has fallen off, and I am a 200-pound man, so there was quite a bit of damage. For the results, the engineered hardwood is in last place again. You can pick up a lot of the heel dents. Now for the rock shoe, this actually did surprisingly well. If you get on the angle there, you can see some scratch clusters here and there, but it actually did a lot better than I expected. Now let's move over to the laminate. From here, you can actually start to pick up some of the high heel damage in different locations. Now in terms of the rock scratches, you can really only see any of the scratches down right on the angle with the light shining in. And it's not really scratches as much as it is just some clusters of scuff marks. And now for the winner of this challenge, it was the vinyl plank. You really cannot detect any of the heel marks. If you get right on the edge here, you might pick up a few faint burnishes, but that's it. The rock scratches though, if you do get down on the angle, you can see here where I did one of the 360 spins, you can just pick up some scuff marks. But from looking up top here, you can almost detect nothing on the vinyl plank. This was the winner. Laminate was second, and the engineered hardwood was a distant third. Now for the water test, there was two parts. We put each of the floors into a fish tank and let that sit for 100 hours. And then we also mounted up stacks of ice and let that melt overnight. Let's have a look at what the ice did. The vinyl plank and the laminate really have no signs of damage whatsoever. If we look at the seams, there's no kind of swelling. The engineered hardwood was the only one that does show a little bit of swelling here, and you can feel the difference. I think the water just kind of absorbed in here and then it puckered this up. For the submersion test, the industry standard is 50 hours, so we doubled that. We put the pieces in for 100 hours. We took them out and let them dry out for a couple days. Now, the vinyl plank shows no effects whatsoever. There's no swelling, there's no damage. It is definitely 100% waterproof. What impresses me though is the laminate also shows no signs of swelling or delamination. This is a waterproof product, and you couldn't say that about the old laminate. And the engineered hardwood is the only one that has suffered any damage. If you look down the edge, you can start to see a real waviness to it where it has absorbed the water. I wouldn't recommend using engineered hardwood in a bathroom that had a bathtub or a shower. It would definitely be fine in a kitchen. Now these two products here, I can honestly say are completely waterproof, and I would go ahead and recommend this laminate for any kind of room in your home. Now if we look at all the tests, in third place is the engineered hardwood. This is not going to be a great floor if you have a family and pets, and it's going to take a lot of abuse. In second place is the laminate. It did a great job, and it is a very durable flooring. This would be a great product for a family, and it's noticeably cheaper than vinyl plank, and it is very impressive that they've made it waterproof. But tying or finishing first in every single category was the vinyl plank. This is still the most durable option for your home, but the question that I still have to answer is, should I get my flooring from the Home Depot, or would I be better off getting better customer support and quality from an actual flooring store? And what about the negative reviews about this particular floor on the Home Depot website? It looks like there could be some serious issues with the locking mechanism. If you want to see which flooring I end up going with, check out this video right over here. That one hit me right in the ankle. It looks uncomfortable. It's awesome. Okay. Buddy, you ready? Go. Come on, bud. We need a big burnout.